Hello, hi there. Welcome and welcome back to the Whole Bucket. This video is not how do you do art. Ooh. Well, there we go. Can't tell which way it goes. Anyways, it's not how do you do art, even though it says that. So why does it say how do you do art? Because I'm going to use this video to tell what my how do you do art for the month of August 2025 is going to be while I work on a bunch of stuff. So the month of August for how do you do art is inspired by artists we're inspired by Artist Appreciation Month, Artist Appreciation August. And I made a bunch of things, a bunch of bases for belly bands and pockets and envelopes. Do I have two different kinds? No. One different kind, and page edges that were inspired by a few different artists on YouTube. Because we all get a lot of extra book pages if we tear a book apart, right? And then what do you do with all these things? So while I'm telling you about how do you do art, I'm going to work on finishing some of these bases up and start decorating. So for my version, at least my initial project of how do you do art, appreciation, etc., I am going to be working on my Valkyrie journal, and my inspiration for that is not an artist, a physical stuff artist, but actually is a music group called Wardruna. And I listen to Wardruna and a few other artists, not exclusively them, every time I work on that journal. So hopefully I can finally get that one done. It has taken quite a long time. I'm going to do, for these pockets and such that are inspired by other artists, I'm going to be using these master boards. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. Let's go ahead and use that one. Why not? And then I don't know if this is enough. I don't know how many cards and such I can get out of what I'm pulling, and I'm going to make 10 sets of stuff. I think we'll try to use up these 2 pages. There, we'll call that good. We'll call this good. Each set will have 4 pieces in it. They'll have this, which is going to turn into an envelope, this pile. Or no, a pocket. This is a pocket. So it will have a pocket, an edge. What do you call these? It creates a tuck spot anyway. So let's just call it a page edge tuck spot. A coin envelope and a belly band that also has a tuck spot inside it. So these 4 pieces will make up a matching set of stuff. And here, let's just divvy them. Let's divvy away. And I'm going to try to do 10 sets. Oh my! I don't know if that's going to work out or not. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Good enough. Now the pockets. The pockets turned out to be a couple of different kinds of pocket. And I suppose since I'm doing this on video, which I didn't plan to do, so if things are seeming ridiculously chaotic at the moment, there's a reason for that. No planning, no preparing. I just decided that I'm sitting here. I might as well turn on the camera, tell you what the rest of the month is going to be, and get filming. There we go. And a coin envelope for everybody. And then I guess I'll just make one more set just to show you what these pieces are exactly. They're stupid easy, so it'll only take a minute to show you. Okay, and there's one extra of this pocket. All right, so let me stack these card trick style so I can just pull a stack and oh good grief, work on them. There we go. All right, now quick show you what we got here. So these are all just one-page items. So let me quick pull off 4 more pages. The coin envelope might be the hardest item in the group. But I learned, I can't talk. I made up a new way to do coin envelopes. So I folded but didn't crease the edges of my paper offset. So the back is there and the front is there. And then I take where it would be a fold, and I still don't crease it, but I'm going to match up where the fold would be if I push this all the way down with the outside edge, and I'm going to crease this edge. So I get a bubble here, and I get a crease right there. And all I do is go in to the fold line, and then at the fold line, like that, and something similar at the top. I'm going to go make an up curve to the fold line, and then at the fold line, I'm going to shift, so I'm going up and around. And there I go. One coin envelope. I apparently let it shift quite dramatically, but here's the point of that is, oh, wow, I didn't even do my own design properly. Okay, hang on a second. Same thing. It's not any different. I just apparently let my paper slide. So I'm just going to make a new line and recut. So I'm going to cut to that new line. Again, just cut to the line and curve like so. There's my bottom flap. And this one is curve up to the line and then at the line like so. So now I got two demonstrations of how it works. Okay, so then fold that one in, fold this side in. I still did it wonky. Look, it's all wrinkly. fold the bottom up. Those 3 edges get glued, and there's the flap for the top of the envelope. So you just glue right here, right? And then you glue right here. That's it. Coin envelope. I know I'm having to adjust. I'm making it look a lot harder than it is. I'm not sure why I let my hand slide, but there's a coin envelope. That's one of the items in here. The pocket I'm making is also stupid easy. So I have the page upside down. I'm going to fold it all the way up so it's even at the top. And I'm going to fold a little bit down of both layers. And then this layer gets glued down to the inside. And this one gets folded the opposite direction of its original fold and also gets glued down like so. Ooh, lopsided camera. Sorry about that. And then it gets glued shut. So I have some of them where I put glue right along the edge of the words, like so. And I glued them shut like this. And there's a couple of them in there already done like that. Now the reason I did it is because I want these pockets to have torn edges. So they are glued right where the edge of the words are. And once that's dry, or in this case, you know, for camera's sake, not dry, I will tear off those edges. And then I think I might just use this today and create a hole. Somewhere sort of in the middle-ish, like so. All right, so that's number 2. Number 3 is the page edge thing. That couldn't be easier. So that is essentially the same thing as the pocket I just did, only it's hot dog fashion. So I'm folding the page in half. I'm folding a small page edge. This is just for strength, nothing more. And then whoa, that gets glued down, and this one gets glued down. Only again, you have to fold one back the other way. This one doesn't even matter if they're both the same, like both sides of this, because they're going to be on different pages, could be different. So I didn't have to fold them together like that. It just happens. That's the way it works best for me. So there we go. There's the base for a page edge. And then the last one is a belly band. And the belly band is a small fold on one edge. You notice I'm not measuring anything. I'm just doing whatever happens. So a small fold on that side, a larger fold on this side. So, and that is about a third of the total page. So I'm folding that over there, and that gets glued down. And then to get that tuck spot on the front, this gets folded. Oh, this small fold edge gets folded over. And the top and bottom get glued down. And also like so. Then you have a belly band with a tuck spot. Okay, so those are the 4 pieces that are going to go in each thing, each set. And the very first thing I'm going to do with each set is inking edges. So that is ginormous levels of boring. So I'm going to pause my video while I'm doing all that, and I'll be right back when these are done. Okay, so I am back, and I have piles and piles of sets of all of those pieces that I showed earlier, and they are all, whoops, let me grab the bottom of the pile. They are all ink edged, and ready to go in all kinds of different colors. I've also grabbed one of my favorite fiber papers, and what's remaining of the sample papers I got from Adria, otherwise known as Woman with a Weenie. So we'll use some of these, as well as some painty papers that I made a while ago, and some stencils, and my bagel fiber bits. And all of this stuff sitting around me so that we can decorate some of these. Oh, goodness. I also have out in front of me a bunch of these inks. They're from Michaels, and I got them on clearance years ago, and they are finally wearing out. Some of them anyway. Some are still good as new. Jeez, it's ridiculous. But I want to use them to whatever degree and get rid of them and maybe get some new colors sometime in the near future. Anywho, let's start with some stenciling and just go down the line with each pack. So I also I had to get out some more master boards. So I cut up some of the cards to go in each thing as well. I'm not going to decorate the cards now. Maybe we'll do that on the next video. Right now, what I'm going to worry about is decorating these paper bits some more. So I think for this birdie one, that I'm going to use some of the blue inks still, because a lot of it's in blue. And of course, I'm reaching over to get an ink I don't have over here. How ridiculous am I? But I'll use a distress ink that I have in blue to do some of this filigree, flowery, viney, very garden feeling bit. And I'll do some in blue and then take a look at the cards and pick another color to go to do the same thing. So here's what I mean by that. I mean, I'm going to do a swash of blue and a spot of blue. Then I'll grab another brush. And let's take a look. Let's see what's in here. It certainly looks like orange, but I don't really have orange ink. There's definitely some purpley pinky colors in there. Definitely some green. Goodness knows I like green and everything, so of course that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use green. Maybe not that green. Maybe this green right here. Whatever's left on this thing. It looks like it's almost toast. But I'm going to go right over some of the blue and around some of the blue. I'm not going to worry too much. There we go. Just like that. Okay. So I'll do that on both sides of this, because this is the page edge tuck spot deal. proof positive I'm not worrying about it too much because this brush is still full of every other color I've used too. And let's use some of the blue. Whoops. Goodness sakes, I'm making a mess of this already. There we go. Very nice. Adding some dimension to that background. And I think we'll just do the same thing in some degree or another on all 4 pieces in this set. I think I'll just do an edge of blue right here on this one, like so. And then if I'm going to do an edge of blue on the belly band, I think I will do only green on the pocket. Why not? I don't think there's much left of this green at all. Maybe I do need to settle for a different green. This tape on here looks like there's something fibery keeping my ink from going through. Yeah, there is. Okay, well, that's fine. I like it just the way it is, just like that. Good stuff. And now the coin envelope is the only one that's going to need some on both sides. So I will go like this down the center. And then I'm going to take the blue brush I edged these in a purpley kind of blue. So I'm just going to go around kind of like that. Yeah, like that. Do the same thing on the back. I'm going to try the exact same thing, but on a different area of my stencil, since this stencil is kind of blocky. I'm going to have to soak it and get this stuck paper off of it. But I just want to go down the center. With this green. Blar, blar, blarg. I think I'm going to have to throw that green away now. It's just toast. Oh, wait. No. I know. My friend told me don't throw it away. Create inks out of it. So, yeah. I will get a little bottle and soak what's left of that ink off of there. But there we go. Beautiful. So that's all I'm going to do for the first section of all of these is just do some stenciling. And I think because, again, I'm going to do the whole, I'm going to do the whole pile. I think I'm going to pause the video again and come back and show you what we're going to do after the stenciling. So I'll be back again. I'm sorry. He's done now, I swear. My moose kitty is in his bed. So here's a big shocker. While I was away, real life happened, and I am not going to be able to finish this pile. Here's the whole pile of stuff that I had. Well, no, not the whole pile, but what's left of it that I haven't added stenciling and color to. So I have pulled out some of the papers that I want to use for just 2 sets. So I chose a foofy set and a less foofy set. And here, let me do something quick. Camera, turn off the mirror, my camera part. I don't know why sometimes you need it on and sometimes it's wrong, but there you go. So I have these papers from Adria. I have these papers from myself, and I have my favorite paper from Temu, which I still use, but only for bulk materials, so that I make sure I'm not in a shop that steals from people, because Temu has some shops in their mall that steal from people. Be careful out there. Be careful while you're shopping. Okay, anyhow, I thought we would just do these bits a bit. So not the cards that are in them yet. And that's an extra piece. And to take out this card quick. Maybe I glued it into its pocket. No, I didn't. Okay. And we can take this card out too, although I guess it doesn't really need to come out, does it? It's well hidden. Anyway, you see, I just did some cloudy blue and gray, and there's a little green on that one. But that's all I did on this one. And the stuff that's going in here is kind of travel and travel journal sorts of stuff. So I want to tear out the bits and pieces to put on. And I got this one from Adria because it looks a lot like Maps and Roads over here. And I took out this one. This one's a little obvious. But I don't know that I'll take out this kind of travel because it's definitely not love bug kind of thing. But one way, or maybe the number, right? That kind of stuff. Maybe even the suitcases. And for the other one, it's rather whimsical, so I got this one out. But I guess we'll get to that in a minute. Also, for this one, I have this paper because it's got some blues in it. And the cards have some orange. So I think I'll just start with tearing off a chunk of this. And I want a lot of torn edges because I don't want these all neat and tidy. But let's just start with some pieces of torn paper. And maybe just start with some ideas. I don't know that anything will end up where I'm putting it right now, or even the style I'm going to end up putting it, whatever that style would be. I don't even know what I'm saying there. And I got to remember to do this one on both sides. So here, let's just open it. That makes sense. There we go. Let's see here. I don't know. I don't like that no matter what I do. Maybe this one can go here instead. And maybe this one can go here instead. And let's do, maybe we do an up and a down. So I doubt that that's going to stay like that because that's going to bug the bejeebers out of me. But get some pieces on, right? Get some pieces. That's all. I'm going to tear out this window right here because it really might work for a next layer. So if I just start tearing some chunks of these, let's do that instead. And let's see. I didn't do any orange on this side, so I might have to. Oh, so maybe I'll do this. One top, one bottom, and let's turn this one this way, perhaps. Let's put that one over there, and then let's tear this one down a little bit. But that leaves all the fun part on the torn piece. So maybe like so-ish. Okay, so I actually don't mind any of that, but I don't like how the map page doesn't really show up that well. So I'm wondering if a chunk of this stuff behind the orange and the let's try it behind the whole thing. So this is a little more rustic for travel than I would generally want, but maybe we're traveling to the forest. So what if we do a big piece up there and then do the same kind of thing? And I realize that this is going over the pocket for this belly band, right? And it's okay because once I glue this down, I'll just cut that little bit right there and open up that pocket again. Just in case you were noticing. And thinking I was still going to tear that down. I probably won't. I'll probably cut it back open. So now I don't really like it anymore. So I might have to find something different to go there. Okay, so how about some tea-dyed map instead? That makes sense, doesn't it? So I'm going to put this to the side. And let's try some of this. And Suni, I'm busy. Let's just tear it right down the side again. I think that other one is too pale. This might be too short. Let's find out. Well, it's probably too short for under all of it. But what if I just did this and an orange border and then the street kind of thing? Then we got kind of a feel where it's getting wide earth, closer, and street level. I don't know. Sure, why not? That makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, but in my brain, it works. So then we can use this piece. Maybe on this. What if we did that whole side like so? And did a similar sort of concept like that. I think that works. American. Could we put this on somewhere? Perhaps there. This has really got nothing on it, so we'll save that for something else. I just tear a strip down the other side, I guess. Get some of Florida and the Gulf of Mexico and some of South America. What can we do here? Oh, I kind of like that maybe. Let's try that. So what about this under the whole thing over here? Like so. And then on the opposite side. Wait, I bet I'm going to switch this. Oh, gosh darn my brain. Gosh darn my brain. Watch, I bet I'm going to switch this because it's got the uncut part on the top and this has got it on the bottom. I bet I'm going to like this better. And then this one up here. And then maybe stagger it down-ish like that. Nope, I don't like that. What about like that? Is that better? No, I don't like that either. What if I turn this sideways? Like so? That might be better. I don't know. We'll see if I can handle that. And then do we have this piece everywhere? We do have that piece everywhere. So I think this is going to be it. I think I'm going to go ahead and glue these pieces down. I don't think I'm going to do any more inking. And the next piece will be words I can't think of. The next piece will be a focal point of some sort. And we'll pull those out in just a minute here, but let's go ahead and glue this down. Good stuff there. And then the orange piece. Like so-ish. And then the map piece. Or actually, this is the tea-dyed paper, isn't it? That looks like a map. Yeah. I knew I'd get picky. I always do. I think right there-ish is the best I'm going to get. I can work with that. All right. Here, maybe if I do this way, I don't have to have my arm straight across the camera. Same concept. I'm going to do a little matting with the piece itself. And then this bit for the contrast. And I glued it to my fingers, you know, because that's what happens. You glue stuff to your fingers. That's different than I had it, isn't it? Yeesh. I don't know if I'm going to be happy. Too bad if I'm not, I suppose, because it's on there now. And what about that? Yeah, I'm not thrilled with that, but it's still a shape and balance I think I can work with. I'm going to go ahead and make sure that, whoops, that whole piece can stay without getting ripped off of this edge. Okay. And then the map. Like so-ish. And then some street. From Miss Adria, Woman with the Weenie. Look up the Woman with the Weenie. And then ask to see pictures of the dog, because it's adorable. I don't remember if it's a he or she. Goodness sakes, I just got the picture stuck in my head. Boy, I don't like that at all. That's terrible. That is terrible, guys. No, no, no. Don't. Okay. It weren't stuck yet, so that was good. But now I don't like this shape here at all. What if I tear this bit off? If I carry it up like that. Oh, all right. Well, I hope I can get clever and work with that somehow. If I can't, I might have to cover that up completely because it got all wonky. And now I'm terribly unhappy with it. Whoa. I just glued the paper to itself. That will not be helpful. You know what? I didn't do anything on the opposite side of this envelope. I might have to fix that later. Oh, you know what? I'm likely to put just a little tiny bit of background and some sort of decoration, some sort of embellishment to be the envelope closure. To hold the flap down. Like a little image of a compass or something like that would be cool. We'll have to see if I have an image of a compass. Maybe I'll have to go image hunting. I bet I have something in in my digital stuff collection, right? Oh, shoot. But I might already have one anyway. It's not the way I want this. This is the way I want this. Silly girl. I almost flipped this completely. Do, 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 do. I don't remember how this was. Whoopsie daisy. All right. I am so glued. My fingers are totally glued. I'm not a graceful crafter. Not so graceful. I'm going to live with that just the way it is. Good job. All right. So let's set these aside. And let's do the more whimsy one. Okay, there's one set. Here is the whimsy set. So lay this out again. And take the cards out again. You got lots of yellow and pink and green and pink to the peachy. There's a bit of orangey. But I don't think either of this dyed paper or this dyed paper are right. They're just too dark and heavy. So I'm going to set that off to the side. And oddly enough, I have this pinky peachy painty paper just sitting over there that was just drying because it was a piece of scratch where I just was dabbing inks, and it might work. So let's set those to the side. We don't need any map for this one. Oh, and I'm running out of time. Oh my goodness. Things are getting hairy in the studio. That might work, but it's a little too purple and bright, isn't it? Oh, this will work. I have yellow, orange, and pink. You know, that stuff. Can't think of anything very quickly today. Cheesecloth. There we go. I'm just going to assume that that's not going to work. Let's just focus on these bits right here. And what else did I pull for this one? I know I had a piece of tea-dyed paper for this one. And I put it to the side with the other stuff by accident. Yep, there it is. I knew it. I just knew it. Here we go. I see one more cheesecloth color I'm going to pull. So there's a peachy orange. Yeah, definitely goes better than this bright one. Okay, there we go. Let's work with this stuff and this tea-dyed paper and figure out what we can do on this. So for this one, this is something biblical. I can't remember. So it's got Deborah. So, but I thought this was from David and Goliath's story. Is that where Deborah is? Can't really remember. But I don't know how many times David or Deborah or Jesus or God went traveling in a hot air balloon made out of flowers. So I might just obscure the whole thing because it makes a good background, but it doesn't really fit the cards and such. So maybe we make a little bit of collaging out of cheesecloth. That might be kind of fun. I don't think I've ever done that before. Collaging colored cheesecloth. It's not easy to do when your hands are full of glue. Okay. So, one thing I know already about this is I don't mind it, but I like the heavier colors at the bottom and I like the lighter color to trail up. And I just have to decide which is heavier, pink or orange. And I think it's pink. So I think we need to go yellow straight up into the ivy. And then I think we need to go orange, but maybe not this much orange. Maybe a little less orange. Like so. And then I think we can do a base of the pinkish color, like so. And maybe wispy it up there, like that. I think that's what I'll probably do. The big question for me now will be how to continue, because I don't want to end up collaging everything. So, because that would just get too samey, same. So, to limit myself, I think I can just do an orange side on this one because it's got that red in the background, and I think I can tone down that red and it'll look like the pink, kind of, maybe. Like that, just a chunk. And I think for the, let's do the belly band. I think maybe a long edge. Right here. Along the whole thing in the pink color. We don't need quite this much. So something slightly pulled, so it's still got a wispy edge, but it doesn't flow over the whole thing. It makes kind of an entry line, and maybe that direction. Yep, just like that. Then I think I'm going to go back to the all three colors, but in small amounts. I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm going to try to create something that looks a bit flowery at the bottom with some super chopped up cheesecloth bits. I can honestly say that I've never done this one before. I know I said maybe, I don't think I've done other stuff before already this afternoon, but for real, I am certain I have never created a mock-up of a flower bed with chopped up cheesecloth. Chopped cheesecloth. Oh my goodness. Okay, I think this is ridiculous and I don't think it looks very good, but I'm going to leave it there and see if it's anything I can work with, because I think it's fun and silly and it's loaded with whimsy. All right, so this is the paper I chose, and it's got a dark side and a lighter side. I think for this, I'm going to probably use the lighter side. But I don't know which way to tear and get some bubbles and such. Maybe not that piece. This piece has got a lot more going on. And I think this is the easiest one, so I'm going to do this first. So I'll just taper it and then tear it off. And I think what I want is this. I think I want this underneath, but I'm not entirely sure. Like so-ish. And like so. And then the idea would be that there is a unifying something next. But the question is, do I want this here and maybe the paper over instead of under? I think I like it over. That's surprising. I thought I would want it under. Okay, so this is looking way too globby. If I put something, what if I put it off to the side? Then I'd have to cut it off and make it wispier. Let's see if I can get a tall. Oh, wait, here, let's try the under here. I'll have to tear that off if it stays, but what if I did that? Now, that's a little too covered, isn't it? Okay. How about like so? It's still way too globby. I'm running out of time, seriously. I'm going to pause, think about what the heck I'm going to do with these, and I'll be right back to show you what kinds of decisions were made and the 2 sets that I did manage to get done. I'll be right back. Okay, so let's get this batch finished up. Here is what I have added. This little thermometer-y bit. I don't know what it is. Actually, it's a train ticket. It's a train check. It is not a thermometer. But I just added that, going up the pocket further, and this pen, because I like it a bunch. And we're going to be closing up here, so watch out for anything how do you do. So it's hashtag how do you do, in case you want to see what the other artists in it are up to. I happen to know that Patty at the Bumbling Crafter has already been doing stuff. And I don't know who else is doing stuff because I am ridiculously out of touch with my own group. I hate that, but it happens, you know, it happens. And I'm going to try to get back in touch with all that's going on and get my own self going soon. What did I say I'm doing? I forgot already. Wait. How do you do? Oh, yeah. My Valkyrie journal. Oh, gosh, that's going to be fun. And if you don't know who Wardruna is, I will be linking them in all of those videos, and I highly recommend you checking them out. Because obviously I am inspired by their music and love them very much, or why would I be creating a whole journal about what they do? right? Or inspired by what they do, I should say. So then what else? Da, 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 da. Okay, I'm not sure what I did here, but I'm not happy. There we go. That's a little better. This one's going to get 2 extra pieces. What else? What else? What else? I know people were really excited about this month because people are inspired by all kinds of other art. And one of the people, and I'll let you discover who, is not necessarily doing a positive inspiring thing, but doing something they actually don't care for, which can also be inspiring. And if you've watched my channel very much, you already know that I say that all the time. That if you watch my channel, I don't care if you are positively or negatively inspired. You might say, oh, I so want to do that too. Or I might want to do that kind of art, but I'm not making it anything like that. That's terrible. I don't care which happens for you, as long as you are inspired to also do art. That's the important piece. Okay, I'm going to scoop all of this stuff aside because it's all bits I didn't use for now. And I will put this set together and show you how the other set turned out with all the things that I added. And then this video will be done, but I will be continuing all of the other sets that were in that pile. Oh, all I did with this pocket is put this arrow on, and I'm not happy with the card that's in it, so changes might be happening. And this is the over the page thing, so we can only see one side at a time. So I'll leave that open. And then I think I don't know which card goes where, because this isn't, oh wait, that's the envelope. This must be for in the envelope. Oh, now I have one. Okay. I got some cards to decorate, but I knew that already because I wasn't going to do the cards for now. Boy, I'm easily confused. This gets tucked in here. Oh, and I haven't cut that back open yet, so let's do that quick so we can actually see this one. I will also have to renew some edging on these so that everything looks nice and unified, which it doesn't always look unified. Do you get that edging complete again? But there we go. There is set number 1. And some extra pieces. Let's move that out of the way. This is more travel and leather and looks like 25-year-old cognac. Why not? And then there's this one that is all the whimsy. There is the over the page, or around the page actually, to be a little more accurate. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Undried glue, the belly band, the envelope, and the pocket. There we go. 2 different sets done and dusted. The cards are in the process, and this is how I will proceed with the rest of them. I will show these at some point as done products. So if you want to see what happened to the rest of the sets, peek in now and again. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and hang out with me and all of the folks at How Do You Do Art. Thank you for your time. Okay, bye. Bye.